Reacher Season 2 is the second season of the awesome action thriller series done by Amazon. I really enjoyed the first season of Reacher. It focused on the first book of the series called Killing Floor. However, this one adapts one of the more memorable books called Bad Luck and Trouble, which is, I think it's like the 9th book or something. It's definitely one of the further sequels, but it's definitely one of the most wanted adapted stories for fans of Jack Reacher. This one introduces the 1/10th, the sort of squad that Reacher was in charge of. They are called the Special Investigators. The first season had flashbacks of him as younger, him and Joe basically moving around bases in their sort of rough childhood where they had to fight people for some reason. The second season focuses on flashbacks of his unit, and in the present day, Jack Reacher stops a carjacking and he gets a SOS from Neagley from the first season. Someone has killed one of the 1/10th in present day because most of them have become private investigators, and one of them found a conspiracy, so the two of them basically team up to find the rest of the team, get the gang back together, and find out who's been picking off the 1/10th and why, and uncovering a wide criminal conspiracy. The second season has a lot more going for it, more characters really. They introduce some cop characters, the villains. There's lots of villains this time around. I feel like some of the action sequences aren't up to par with the first season. They seem to win a little bit too easy, but that sort of gets pushed away with the finale, where they're definitely put to the ringer. I think the core strengths of this season is Neagley. She's amazing as usual, but they introduced some of the smaller members, and I really liked how the show is really like realistic in terms of actual combat. I mean, whenever Reacher fights somebody, he doesn't just completely take them down. Sometimes he has trouble because they can fight too. And there's one character named Carla Dixon. She's like former soldier as well, and she's like does accounting stuff now, and in the present day she's not as strong a fighter as she was back in the day. So there's a couple moments where she's in the middle of a fight scene with the others and she's not handling her opponent as easily as the others, because that's just something that's realistic, and I really like that. You know, not all of them are badasses. Neagley still has her edge, but it's almost like the other characters, they've gotten soft in their sort of modern day private investigator lifestyles, that they don't, you know, they're not actively fighting everyone every day like Reacher and Neagley, so I like that. And they're not like a burden, but I really like that aspect. It adds a little bit of realism to it. Overall, strong villain, for sure. I mean, they really picked a really good actor. And overall, the second season is strong. I'm excited to see what the third season brings. I think they might do an earlier book, they said, so I'm thinking they're going to either do Die Trying or Tripwire. I personally would love to see half a season dedicated to Echo Burning. That's one of my favorites. It's a very rural thriller. I also like Gone Tomorrow. That one's like terrorists, I think. Yeah, it's a really good one. So I'm excited for season 3, and season 2 is pretty solid. So those are my thoughts on that.